Welcome to the Clemson Players Show on Fan Media Network. I'm your host with the most, Levon Kirkland, All ACC, All American, Hall of Famer, Ring of Honor, Levon Kirkland. Now, let's go to the overall grades. I don't know if it's midterm or not, but on this show, we're going to give out some grades to the offense, the defense, special team, and the coaching. Let's start with you, Derek. Put you on the spotlight. What are the overall grades?
My overall grades for the offense, I gave him an A. Because I think we put up enough points to win, and to me, that was just simple. That's why I gave him that. You got a freshman quarterback that went in there and passed for, almost 400 yards. Made it look easy. Yeah, we talked about his, he's not as mobile in the run game, but I think he did enough as well as the offense with the lack of true handoff run game production from ETN. I think we still did enough to win the game. So I think the offense gets an A. Defense, I got to give my boys a C, and I'm a defensive guy, man, and that just goes from what I said earlier. You look at the second play of the game, the big long 7-5 touchdown run, and those guys definitely won the line right. We looked like number 11, Breesy, was slanting in when he should have held C gap. The backer would have had B, and the end had an outside D gap. But because we ended up with two guys in A gap, they didn't block it great. We just put ourselves out of position. And also the pass rush lanes. We got too far upfield. We didn't redirect. Once you rush past the quarterback, you just create open lanes. And Ian Book took advantage of that. Kudos for him for doing that. And great job for Notre Dame for continuing to tell him to do that. Special teams, I got to give him a boy. I'm calling special teams BT Potter. I think he always does a wonderful job of kicking that thing in the end zone. I feel good knowing after we score, I'm not really have to worry about a kickoff return for a touchdown. So that thing's going out the end zone. And just some big field goals that he made to kind of keep the score where it was. Coaches, I give us a B+. And although the defense didn't play as good, but you also got to realize the number of guys that we had out, the amount of experience that we had out. So I give them credit for doing a good job getting those guys ready to play, to go on the road, to be the number 4 team in the nation in a tough environment with the lack of experience that they had, and almost came out of there with it. So, I think if somebody had said, hey, Clemson's going to Notre Dame, and Notre Dame is going to be out with their starting quarterback and 4 or 5 guys on their starting defense out, we would have said we'll win by 4 touchdowns. That was that in reverse, and we almost came out of there with a victory. So I give the coaches a great job for getting the team ready.
I'll tell you what, Derek, man, you're a tough teacher, man. I see with the defense. Okay, Tony Kennedy, give me your grades.
Yes, sir. For the offense, I gave him an A-. I'm like Derek. I think the offense has remained steady even with Trevor out. The reason I put the minus in there is because of the running game. I think the team overall should be better in the running game, even with Trevor out and with DJ putting up numbers how he has been. I think that's something we definitely have to work on. But overall, I think the offense has been stellar. Looking at their numbers, we're number 2 overall in the ACC. We're number 1 in the pass. We're number 1 in points. And we're number 11 in rushing. And that's what we got to improve at on offense. Defensively, I gave us a B+. I have to remember this. We got 3 to 6 freshmen or second-year redshirt freshmen playing in our first team, second team defense. And yet we're number 3 in the conference in defense. And actually we're at total defense, we're number 3, run defense, we're number 3, and pass defense, we're number 1 in the conference. So that's stellar when you're looking at that many freshmen starting year 1 or redshirt and then year 2. I think the defense is doing well with Coach Venables. Special teams, I gave a B. Very disappointed in the Miami game, although we won it very easily. I didn't like the block punts continuously. And to me, that's more on the coaches. We'll get to that next. But overall, BT Potter has been great. Kickoffs, it's been great. No, we don't even have to worry about kickoff returns right now. He's just kicking everything into the end zone. Field goals is good, except again for that Miami game. So overall, I think it's good. I would love to see number 3 not fair catch so many punts. He's special when he got the ball in his hand. And I saw one against Notre Dame when he fair caught it, and they were about 12 yards away from him. I think he could have did some damage with that. But the special teams, overall, I definitely give him that B. Coaches, I gave him a B-. Again, the coaches, they got all these freshmen, as we said, talented, but still freshmen. But that Notre Dame game, I cannot help but think about it. That game alone, you look at it, Travis Etienne, without Trevor there, he is the man. But we ran for under 40 yards in the game. You don't go into that last drive to win the game and run 3 times up the middle and think you're going to get 10 yards when you can't get 50 a whole game, and your quarterback threw for over 400 yards. I think they should have played more to win than to put it on a defense that had 7, 8 players out and to expect them to hold them, for that long drive. And then, like I said, the Miami game, you blocked 3 kicks. After the first kick, you got to do some changes, coaches. After the second kick, you got to do some changes. You can't keep letting things like that happen. So to me, coaching, they got to react better when the situation is not good. They got to know the, down distance situation. And to me, they just got to basically coach to win more.
Ooh-wee. Now we go to school. I hear you, Tony. Good work. Dwight Kirkland, give me your grades.
Tony stole my homework right there on that one because I had some stats written down myself about all that. He came on out with it, but offensive-wise, like I said, I give him an A-. The offense still kept going, regardless of what was going on, either having DJ in there. He kept everything going. Yeah, the run game suffered a little bit, but we still were able to put points on the board pretty much. So I give him an A on that. Defense-wise, I give him a C+. Basically, I'm kind of throwing like a little, I guess, a pass in there for not having some of the guys in there. And basically, you got, like as Tony said, we got 5 or 6 freshmen that actually out there actually playing right now, and it's going to take a minute for all of them to actually gel and get together and be a cohesive unit as we want them to be. So, like I said, it's going to come at some point in time, but like I said, for right now, I'll give them that C+. Special teams, I give an A+. Because I know there have been some times way back in the past where everybody cringed up when they saw a field goal kicker come out on the field for Clemson. Just wondering, like, hey, is he actually able to get kicked off and do something with it this time? And everybody crossing their fingers hoping he actually hit the field goal. So Potter, like I said, he's out of this world. To me, he's right now MVP because he's getting everything right now. And he's a great asset to have for us. And I think, like I said, as games get closer, we can lean more on him if something gets to that point where we need him. We know he has the confidence to actually go in there and hit it. And like I said, touchbacks all the time. He's always doing that. So I'm not worried about anything as far as on that end with him. Coaches, I give him a B-. We got the players out there. The coaches can only put them in certain positions where they can do it themselves. So it's kind of a both-way situation. The coaches got to make sure the players in the right position way, but the players also got to actually know that they're knowing what they're doing in those positions also as well. So I give them a B- on that. They're doing their things. As Tony also said with that Miami game, Dabo came out and said, "Hey, that's my bad on that." So I took that out of the special teams part of it, as far as like not holding that against them, because I think that was just something he wanted to see, just how far he can actually kick it. But I think, like I said, once they figure out what's going on with that and getting that blocking team down, other than that, I think, like I said, I give the coach a B on that. But I think we're doing good.
All right, Sylvester, what's your grades?
I give the offense, Levon, I give him an A-, and the reason being is I feel like, yeah, we got a lot of passing yards, but I felt we could have ran better. We should have ran better. Rushing could have been better. The blocking could have been better. So I gave the offense an A- on that. But I felt like we did good overall, but there were some things that we could do better and we needed to do better, especially running the ball. Defensively, I give them a B-. We have a young team with a lot of young guys out there. I thought they did well. I mean, if we look at the regulation, and went back and forth with them, and the defense actually held their own for the most part. But, they, from a talent perspective, I think that we're in a good place, but we did have guys out, not making any excuses. But, I give them a B-. I'm not going to be too hard on them. Special teams, I give an A+ on the special teams. In particular, again, we don't have a lot of returns. BT always put it in the back of the end zone, so I think that's a good thing. The field goals that were made, I felt like he had a good night that night with the field goals and get the points on the board. So I felt good about the special teams. Now coaching, I'm giving the coaches a B-. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that good game plan, but when it came down the stretch, I felt like if we would have managed that game a lot better, better than what we did, we'd have never went into overtime. And sometimes I feel that maybe you need to call that timeout to have that conversation with the team, to remind them about the basics, stand in bounds, not going out of bounds. And that was just some of the things that happened. I felt like if we would have managed that game a little better, that it would end in regulation. We would walk away with a win. But nevertheless, it's just I said going forward, a learning opportunity for everybody.
Great job, guys. You really did your homework on this.
To host a player show or appear as a player on a player show, simply create a profile on Fan Media's iOS app or website. Select your teams and make a short intro video on your phone. Show hosts, reporters, former players, and superfans can use our Get Verified feature and make an intro video as well, and our mobile newsroom staff will reach out.